Future gods and goddesses in training, welcome back to the channel. It's Uncle Makara. Today we're talking about a very important topic, one that's changed my life, biokinesis. This might seem very far-fetched or very unscientific to some, but I think this is a very, very important topic because we actually do have the power to change our physical bodies. We are actually shapeshifters without us even knowing it, okay? Now, I've transformed my look, my body, my essence, my aura, many times. And I want you to think about this, particularly in your imagination. What you hold in your imagination is the interface between mind, body, and spirit, okay? So the images that you hold tend to become the reality that manifests. So there are a couple of different ways that I want you to think about this. Number one, what is your bloodline and your lineage? Let's say that I'm from India. If I were to really transform and change my body, I would have to tap into that wrestler, Kushti physique that my people were known for. So that would actually help me in this particular circumstance, right? If I were to transform my body, I understand that, okay, my Indian genetics allows me to do certain things, align in certain ways, okay? I understood that growing up, I grew up in many different cultures, not just in India. You see a lot of Indians with bad diets, bad genetics, bad posture, and so forth. However, we're billions of people, man. We're billions of people. There's so many incredible individuals out there. So there's no way of like stereotyping or generalizing like that. But just like, let's say you're European or something, you have an ability to tap into that Nordic lineage, if you have Viking blood in you, you don't know. So how do you test that out? Well, maybe you take cold showers, for instance. Vikings used to ice their sexual organs to have that high testosterone boost, right? Do a little bit of research about what the warriors and the people of your culture used to do. What were their pastimes? How did they used to spend their time, okay? If you look at different characters, you can start studying different characters. This is what I do all the time, okay? I'm constantly learning how to shift and learning about myself more and more. Understand that how subliminals are made. It's usually a repetition of affirmations that are hidden, that you can't hear, okay? And this is what most subliminal makers use. Now, if we're thinking of the aspect of doing the impossible with subliminal work, we want to tap into the power of biokinesis. Now, what if you started to respect your mind's ability to do whatever it is that needs to be done and needs to be addressed through your subconscious mind? So the subconscious mind is a very interesting thing, and I've been looking into it for many years. And one technique that I've found is really beneficial is if you are tapping into this energy of the subconscious, you understand that there is a different relationship or a different approach that you're gonna take. A lot of people treat the subconscious mind like it has to listen to me. Like I'm saying some set of commands and it's going to automatically, bow down to me and beg like a guard dog of some sort. However, if you don't have a good relationship with your subconscious mind, because your subconscious mind is always listening, you see? So if you, as a hypnotist or as a trance channeler or as somebody who is a subconscious wizard or witch, okay, you understand how to use this stuff, you know that if you speak to your subconscious mind directly, like, dear subconscious mind, I want you to relax this person or myself to the point when I count down to 10, I want you to give me the best possible outcome and the greatest symbolism available to you in order to make this said transformation to happen. Okay? That's a different way of speaking to your mind. And it's almost recognizing that it is there, okay? It is like you're communicating with a friend as opposed to you not being able to, okay? We have these projections that are stored in our subconscious mind coming out, into this physical quantum field, holographic reality. If you understand NLP, okay, and you look at Richard Bandler, he used to be one of the people who did rapid inductions, okay? And rapid inductions were this thing where he'd do something that would kind of throw somebody off, and so from that shock, from a moment of shock, your brain is more likely to go into a trance, okay? This is what happens when there's trauma or something like that, right? We just freeze. So sometimes I'll say the randomest things in order to perpetuate or break some kind of cycle or get that biokinesis to short circuit itself in order for me to place the suggestion right there. So I'll say something completely random, like gifted like a horse's mouth or something like that, right? I'll say something like, dang, son. Okay? Something random that completely throws off any sense of normalcy in that thread of conversation or whatever was happening. This is a pattern interrupt, remember. So that pattern interrupt can quickly bring you, it's like a gamma spike, right? That brings you into that deep flow pocket again. So that's what I really want you to get towards as well. Shock your own system awake towards that biokinesis to get those rapid inductions through your waking life. So you feel something, it goes into the quantum field, there's a resonance created, and it gives you more of that feeling. This is what is called a morphic resonance, and certain spaces can have a very, very strong effect on you, if you notice, right? You walk into a certain coffee shop, there's a certain vibe that you pick up immediately, right? That's the resonance of that place through actions that are, going on there and so forth. Like, how sometimes you will smell coffee and suddenly become awake, even if you haven't drank it yet, right? Because your mind is already perceiving and experiencing that coffee through the resonance of the morphic resonance field. So let's say that you have a feeling of like, I'm scared, okay? You're putting that into the quantum field and you're getting more of what you've just set out there. So most people don't understand is that the quantum field responds to our emotions. So this is why, watching the news, social media, all these different gossip magazines, right? All this stuff is actually perpetuating and keeping us stuck in a very particular way. I mean, the definition of insanity is to do something over and over again and expect different results. And it's weird, man, like every video on YouTube is telling you, get up early in the morning, do this hustle grind, okay? Take a cold shower. They're saying the same things in different ways, man. And it's like, is that really your code to productivity? It might be, it might not be. I love taking cold showers. I love, getting up early at certain days. All that you're experiencing as a success or a failure is actually an echo, a projection of the feeling that you previously held about that. So you said, oh man, I'm a failure, okay? And then you failed again. You see what I'm saying? So to break you out of the code, you have to understand that I have a different relationship, number one, with my subconscious mind, number two, with the quantum field, okay? Understand these two things. I know we're going deep on this topic, but this is what you really got to use. I mean, you see so many stories. Usually what people think of biokinesis is, I'm gonna change my eye colors, okay? That's the most popular example of that. Now, there's been many testimonials of people who've done this through subliminals and so forth. However, I would actually go to say that the power of belief, right? The power of placebo has such a big impact on us, and it will really, really convince us. It will really, really convince us that this thing is happening. And the thing about subliminals is you use it for a while and then it works, and then if you stop using it, it stops working. But let's start to recreate a different understanding and example of that, because the subliminals I'm using isn't like YouTube made subliminals. I either create them myself, which is a very unique process, or I use things from the makers who understand what they're doing. So every one of us is actually a creator, guys, okay? We're gods in training. We've got to understand how we are creating each and every moment through our words, through our actions, through our thoughts. And if you can really hold on to the feeling, like let's say that you want to transform your body using biokinesis. Example wouldn't be like on Demon Slayer how, the character can he has 5 brains and 5 hearts or something like that, right? And it can control all of his organs and arms coming out with weapons. And then, now I'm not saying that there's gonna be outlandish things like an anime happening where, you know, you grow wings out of your back, or like you start growing in size or shrinking in size, or, you know, you grow your limbs to an astronomical, you know, amount. However, what I've noticed is, as I'm using subliminals and I'm really believing through the visualization that that is already my reality. So if it's already there, I'm going to relax more. You see what I'm saying? So the secret to manifestation is actually relaxation. That feeling of awe, of relaxation, of chilling, is actually you telling yourself, I've got this already. Okay? And I think that is one of the key differences towards someone who really understands biokinesis, someone who's just going through the motions, right? For instance, I could go to the gym robotically and yeah, get some gains here and there, or I can make it a completely unique approach with how I'm going, you see? And I maybe establish different alternative angles through which I tackle my fitness, right? Different health paradigms that I'm skewing together. I mean, I don't really like to talk about this topic because, again, everyone thinks I'm probably BSing, but I found ways to grow my you know what, okay? There's ways to do this, man. And you got to understand that, are you putting in the right input? Okay? Like, if you were to create an algorithm to make something work, are you putting in the right input for it to get that outcome, right? Now, I love to use visualization, even if I, let's say, imagine that I become a werewolf or a dragon of some sort. You know, that can help and actually amplify. My fantasy can amplify my biokinetic abilities. Let's say that you want to grow taller, right? And you're doing yoga. And there's actually a few yogas for getting taller, if you guys don't know. Doing this thing. You're doing this thing, right? There's a couple of exercises, yogic exercises, that actually help you change and transform the way that you utilize and interact with your physical body. So yeah, the flexibility is a very important aspect of this, because that will allow you to really incorporate like where your muscles, your tendons, your fascia is really connecting, right? And once you get really, really present with yourself, you will know the real underlying tension that's there in your body. And then you can actively like kind of, you know, break yourself out of it quite instantly, okay? You can be one of those people that just, you know those people that like, those yogis that like get on the airplane and they just start stretching or whatever, like on the floor or whatever at the airport, right? You'll be one of those people, right? But those people actually know, because they're very attuned and very aware of their bodies, right? Dancers know this. Anybody who practices movement kind of knows this, right? The postural effects, you know. Some people know a lot of different types of exercises and so forth that can open up the body, right? And make it more allowing, make it more willing to do certain things that you need it to do, right? I'm sure a lot of you guys with that background know that biomechanics is a very, very interesting dynamic. You know, shout out to Ilian as well, man. Shout out to your competition. Doing the most high impact activities that will get you towards that goal. Let's say that you have an image of transforming into an absolute behemoth. Let's say you're inspired by Rocky, okay, and you want to be like Rocky, okay? Let's take that as an example. That one example is just one layer. So when you study through the Rocky lens, you're going to get limiting beliefs that show up from you wanting to absorb and incorporate that Rocky lens. You get what I'm saying? This is this Primal Sutra tech, guys, okay? So if you really need help with this character optimization to step into the role of who you truly want, this is the path working for you. PrimalSutraMysterySchool.com. We're only looking for one person next month, a new adept, to join the community. So if you are interested, make sure you shoot me a message ASAP, okay? The one slice of life, the Rocky example, okay? Yeah, he has that montage scene where he's eating raw eggs and like he's going up the stairs, you know, he's jogging, he's like da-da-da-da-da-da, right? The Rocky kind of montage sequence that you might have seen. Now, as you're watching that, you might have like different limiting beliefs coming up, right? Like, man, my footwork needs to improve before I get there, right? Let's say that that comes up. Boom, you write it down. You write it down, and then just write down all the limiting beliefs that come up when you are doing this character switch. This is the real shadow work of the character integration that you need to understand to be able to understand biokinesis, okay? Because you can't get the light without the shadow. You just can't, right? So if you want to be like, I don't know, the Crimson Chin or the Silver Surfer or Venom or something like this, or maybe you're a woman watching, maybe you want to be like Medusa or have the, you know, that kind of Cleopatra essence or whatever, I would definitely say that first and foremost, study these characters, but then bring up your own personal stories and insights, you know, based on that character. I'll give you guys an example, man. So, you know how sometimes, this is stupid that we do this, but we as kids, sometimes we name our private parts, right? So that became an inside joke for me. You know, that is symbolic of something. What you are calling your instrument, your magic wand, okay? That is symbolic of so much in your subconscious mind. And again, this topic may be very taboo, but understand this, okay? There's a big difference to you, let's say, calling your, let's use the example of an elbow, right? For people, okay? So let's say you call your elbow like Fred or whatever. So you understand that Fred gives you different things in your subconscious that are going to come up. Write those down too and find ways to facilitate them, reframe them. This is what I'm always doing, really, because it's a constant untangling of this thing. Okay, I once knew a guy named Fred, right? Okay, Fred Flintstone starts coming up and all of these different ideas. So now what I want to do is, what if I started to construct my own visual field? What do I mean by that? A reality or a planet where only your rules are allowed. So you have a country, you have a planet that allows you, you know, to be constrained in that certain realm. So imagine you have a country or a planet, right? You would have rules, you would have boundaries, you have standards of that particular place, but also you would have a creative license, a poetic license to do whatever art that you needed to do in order for you to get the greatest outcome in that space, right? So think about this really, because this is going to help your biokinesis as you work towards, you know, losing weight. Again, is the using the word losing weight helping you lose weight? Or is it that you're maintaining a healthier size? So how you frame your weight loss journey or your health journey is also going to be crucial for you to step into that version of you, okay? More secrets like this that I'm going to reveal soon. But once again, hey, not everybody's talking like this every day on YouTube, okay? I know I give a lot of value, but if you want that personalized, customized transformation, reach out to me. I got you. We've got this. Upward Spiral Gang. May we never be the same again. December's coming, guys. Hibernation time, winter arc. Let's go. Upward Spiral Gang. I'll see you on the other side. Let's get it.